Yo, what's up boys, welcome back to the Behind the IGL series. Today we're going to be looking at how to play stacked games with Surge in every zone. By watching the scrim game, I thought we played super well, especially the Endgame where we played low ground perfectly. Also, if you want to support me, you can use code VUJ in the Fortnite item shop. If you want to follow back on Twitter, you can tweet video proof of you using my code to buy something in the item shop and tag me in the tweet and I will follow you back. Anyways, that's enough talking, let's just get right into it. Enjoy. So we landed caddy for this game, and you see zone pools up here, and I remember making a plan of what I wanted to do for this rotate. And since I need a lot of surge, I know it's 81 people, I'm gonna most likely need a lot of surge. I'm thinking about where I'm going and where I'll be able to see like the most people. So the first place I was thinking of going was around up here to around this area, because I know that's going to be really congested and I'll be able to see a lot of people and get my surge. And then I was thinking about going all the way around here and then being here. There won't be as much people here, but I know by the way zone works, the zone's most likely going to pull back again and then I'll be able to hold a bunch of people. And I know by the way people rotate that there's going to be a lot of people around here because they all want to do the same thing that I'm going to do. I remember thinking if I go up here, like I'll get surge, but I think like from this alien base and this hill here that I'm going to see a lot of people that are going to be holding me, and if I know zone's going to pull back here, why would I not just go here if I can still get surge from there? So we go up there. And then here, I feel like I do make a mistake. Like, I should have went card up here, and then all the way around here. So I can avoid Misty, and there's like a team that landed here apparently. If I went around Misty around the back, I would have avoided everyone and had a free rotate. But I went straight through the middle here and I just got caught up and it made us waste a lot of time. But if I went around the back here, I would have avoided all those people. And then we noticed this team to the left here, and we know like if you just keep driving side by side trading damage, it's gonna be so dumb. So what we do is we just get out, we stop, get out, build, maybe go for some tags, and then we just let them get way ahead of us. And then we drive again, so we're not like rotating at the same time next to each other. And then our rotate was slowed down so much by not going around Misty at the back and going through the middle, because that team just there, we would have avoided them as well if we went around the back. We should already be like up here around Holly, like set up in our spot already, but by the two things that we did that set us back, we're only here, which is bad. And then next zone does pull as predicted. So now we're thinking we're not even near zone. We're not in a good spot to hold anyone. So I know I need to just go to a spot that's gonna have people in it basically. So by the information I know that people rotate like up here. I know there's gonna be a lot of people around like here. And there's gonna be, by just congested normal zone, normal knowledge, I know there's gonna be a lot of people over here. So you need to be in a spot that can see either of those like congested spots basically. So I think I go like into Holly and then on top of Holly. And the best spot would be like on top of these UFO bases here for surge, or this hill here. Because especially these UFO spots, like they can see congested side and they're high up and elevated, so they're gonna see so many people. And then I remember thinking like my plan here was to like just go through Holly and then base up like here or like around here maybe, so I can see the congested side and then get tags basically. But what ended up happening is we saw a team here, so I called we should sneak up on top and get some tags or a kill on them. It didn't work too well, but we got some tags. And by this time I already knew before this we had like 150 surge, so we're not that desperate. And then you see we're 90 above, and I know at that point we can just build up and we can just get tags on everyone and rotating around us, because I knew people would be around here. And then we're pretty chilling here, we're like nearly 200 above, we're just trying to set up high and just keep going for small tags. But then we noticed this team, they instantly ran past, So we know these people need surge. What our plan is, since we're like above enough to get to when like surge is active, is we just go down and we just claim a lot of area and make it really hard for the team to fight us, so they don't get any damage, and then we're gonna try to pick up the kills later. Because at this point we don't want to fight them, we just want to make the fight as hard as possible for them, so they get no damage, and then they're forced to push us when they're low, and then we get the kills and the loot and the surge. And then I noticed here we're 32 above, so we need to start making a play very soon. And then we hear them get cracked. We know they're getting ticked by surge and they're getting really low and desperate. So now we're gonna go up and start fighting, and it'll just be the easiest fight ever. Because now they're like super low, they're stressed, and they're still forced to just run at us even though they're low because of surge. And then we finish the fight, wipe them, and then we notice zone goes really far basically. And we know this is going to be a really bad rotate if we go straight in super late, because there's going to be a lot of people set up over here because of the way zones work and congestion, and they're going to hold us and we're definitely going to die. So I remember making a plan of going all the way far, wrapping around here, because I know the space is going to be a lot more dead and there's going to be a lot less people there to hold us, and it'll make a next zone easier to rotate if it goes far, because then I can like cut out to dead side, which is like here, and then it'll be really easy to rotate around. So this spot is just so much better than going straight in. Because imagine you go straight in, and if you somehow survive this congestion and people holding you, then you're going to be in a bad spot if zone pulls max over here once you've gone all the way in here, because then you're with a bunch of congestion and you have to rotate through them to max. Unlike us, when we've rotated all the way around here, dead sides over here, so we can easily rotate to any zone we want. And then I notice a lot of trees, builds, and like hills we can use to block line of sight to everyone that's in zone holding us. And then I'm trying to wrap around as far as possible, and that was the freest rotate. Now I'm in a pretty good position for next zones. And then the zone pulls like max distance for us basically. So I'm just looking for a place to rotate, and I notice there's a lot of builds here that can block line of sight, so the rotate's going to be really easy. And then we pop peppers and then make the free rotate. And then I know here when we don't really need surge, so I'm just going to put in a position that's like really safe, and that's going to be easy to pad later. So we base behind this house, which acts as like a place that will like block line of sight ahead of us. So people that are in front of us here, they can't even see us, so that's a lot less people that can shoot us. And then you notice that we still are going for surge, even though you notice we're 350 above, because we know how moving zone surge works, and you can be 400 above and then you're just going to be 400 below in moving zones. So we're always still going for surge, even if we're a lot above in like 50-50 surge. And then yeah, this is just a free pad to next zone. And then I want to put myself in the middle of half zone and at a safe spot, which I talked about in the last video, which is this line here on the moving zone. And then basic stuff, I'm just making a box to pad from that I know no one's going to build above, and it's going to be completely free. And we're always looking for surge before we pad if we've got enough time, but I'm never looking for surge while I do that, because I remember once like I'd do this thing where we'd be looking for surge before we pad, and then I get way too like distracted by just shooting people that like zone would get on us, and I wouldn't even notice it was that close, and then we'd take a bunch of damage or get jumped on and die. So only my teammates just spray people while I get ready to pad. And then here I'm looking to land on a higher spot first moving, that's on an edge, and then get a good high up layer that's going to be easy to use to rotate to next zones. And then I noticed there was like a team on a layer, and I kind of want to get away from them because they look like they kept cutting across us. And then I went up as you saw, but then I noticed there's a team there, so I come to drop all the way low. And then this is like a really important thing to know for in-game, is when you make it to zone, like I could have stopped here, but I like go ahead and claim everything, like as zone opens up to the left, which is dead side, and I claim it and make sure that if zone pulls this way or like that way, then it's really easy for me to just edit out and go all the way over here to dead side and rotate, and there's no one in front of me and I can't get caught up in any mess. And you notice I literally go up a layer and all the way around before zone even pops, because I want to make sure that when zone pulls I can easily just go out and no one can be ahead of me or build on top. And then zone does pull that way, so like if I didn't, like I pad this zone, right, but if I don't have a pad, what I could do is, since I played the first zone really well and I got into dead side deep, I could easily just cut out and go all the way around here on completely dead side. You notice there's no one there, and then that'll be free, but I still use a bit of mats. But I just padded because I had a pad and I knew I could save mats doing that. So hit the pad, make sure you're not going to get beamed by height. Then I noticed down here I see like some brick and like free low ground that like the elevation doesn't change too much, and I can go the whole way to zone, so it's free. And I noticed the zone goes past this UFO and it goes around here, so if zone pulls, like if next zone pulls like that way, it's gonna be safe and I can usually just wrap around here and I'm not gonna get stuck no matter what zone it is. Because if zone ended like here, you would notice that I would be tarping like up here to be safe. And you notice again, I'm in zone here and I could just stop, but I go deeper in and I claim a layer up, so the next rotate's going to be really easy to wrap around dead side once again. And then zone pulls directly this way, and then again just like second zone, but instead I padded that zone. Since I went so deep into zone, what I can do is just edit out and then wrap around here all the way to zone, which is really free and exactly what I do. And then I do the exact thing, wrap around dead side. And then I remember asking my teammates to mark zone, and I always do this so I can know where zone is and like how high up it goes. And then I notice it goes up, and I calm everyone to get front side so we can just clear going up like as quick as we can. Because if you go up layers late, you're gonna get caught in like a mess and congestion with everyone. But I know we're like dead side, so it's not gonna be as bad as it would be. And then we find this layer, and then we notice it'll be good for the whole zone, and we keep it. You'll notice how far I tarp out into zone instead of just stopping back here, because I want to make sure when zone pulls, like whatever direction is, I can get first dibs on getting to low ground instantly, because it's final zone. Like I talked about in the last video, you want to be either high ground or low ground in the end, and obviously here we're playing for low ground. So I noticed zone pulls this way, the way I'm going, and I instantly dropped to low ground because I'm far ahead enough of zone, because I tapped there header enough and I played that well. Because we can't let someone take low, otherwise we're gonna have to fight them, which is risky. And then we drop down low again, keep going down, and then here whenever someone drops low, we just instantly fight them and get it over and done with as quick as possible. And then I drop down and I notice this is the last layer it changes to, and then you see me tanking to get all these like edits above me, which is like a gold play. Because you'll see from above, if you're like, let's take in for example this guy, if you want to take low, like you can just know that low's taken and it's full edits and they got all the edits. And if he wanted to drop low and tank for it, he'd have to go all over here and then get in and tank to go, which he'd probably die his own. So it's just impossible for anyone to take a low if I tank to get edits like that. And when I'm low gun, I'm only building flats and tops, because if you build them far enough, like you don't need floors. Because say one of them drops down here, you can easily place a wall and like, or instantly kill him as quick as you want. And then this final player was really good. So if you can see here, that little dot on there next to my cursor, it goes up the UFO, and I saw that, and I knew they weren't on the UFO, so I comms that we're gonna pad out and I'm gonna go up onto the UFO, and then they're gonna get suffocated with the UFO, and then we'll win the game. Or I'll just get high ground because they're not on the UFO, and then we can win. Because in the final 3v3 you always need to go for a play like a lot earlier than the zone closes, unless you've got heal off, because we don't have heal off. We just needed to make a play. So I'm gonna go out to the right to pad, and then I do that, and then I land on the UFO. I shouldn't have taken so much white health, and then my teammates just fought them to get the kills, and then I'll win because they get completely suffocated, and then that was free.